Hello out there, my name is James and welcome to Super Easy History, the channel where today we'll dive into 5 fun facts about a family that took France by storm, then spread the ideals of the French Revolution across Europe. We'll also explore how they hijacked that revolution, made themselves into monarchs, and created the title Emperor of the French, twice. But first, if you enjoy our 5 Fun Facts series, or just the channel in general, don't forget to take a second to go down below and hit that red subscribe button and the bell to make sure that you get notified about the next Super Easy History video. Number 1. The Little Corporal. The House of Bonaparte began in 1769 on the island of Corsica, with the birth of Napoleon Bonaparte. Corsica had been annexed by the Kingdom of France only 1 year previously, an action which both of Napoleon's parents had resisted. Yet Napoleon and his 7 siblings grew up as French citizens, so when the French Revolution broke out in 1789, most of them found ways to turn it to their advantage. Napoleon gained fame as an artillery commander. He became a general at the age of only 24 after his successful recapture of the city of Toulon from British and Spanish troops in 1793. Then he sailed across the Mediterranean to invade Egypt. While Napoleon was campaigning, the French government, the Directory, became increasingly unstable. So, in August 1799, Napoleon returned to Paris, and with his younger brother Lucien, began to plot a coup. The coup established a new government called the Consulate, and made Napoleon the first consul of the French Republic, a position he used to set up a powerful and autocratic, centralized government for France. Number 2. The First French Empire. Napoleon remained first consul for 5 years until 1804, when he declared himself Emperor of the French. Importantly, he was not Emperor of France. Unlike the old monarchy, the kings of France, Napoleon portrayed himself as the popular leader of the French people, hence Emperor of the French, not as the owner of the country of France. The empire did protect some of the principles of the revolution, the big exception obviously being monarchy, but compromised on some others. Napoleon codified French law shortly before declaring himself emperor. This Napoleonic code was intended to be applied to all citizens of France equally, and it replaced a patchwork of different local laws used in different places that had been the standard in France for centuries. But Napoleon also created a new imperial aristocracy, though unlike nobles from before the revolution, these new Napoleonic nobles generally gained their positions through merit, not birth. Number 3. A family affair. Napoleon is most famous for his military conquests, and between 1804 and 1812, he brought most of continental Europe, from Spain to Poland, under his control. In doing so, he gained a lot of territory for France, which is where the House of Bonaparte really took off. Napoleon's eldest brother, Joseph, was made King of Spain. Another brother, Louis, was made King of Holland, and yet another brother, Jerome, was crowned King of Westphalia, in Germany. Napoleon's sisters weren't excluded either, and they were made the Grand Duchess of Tuscany, a lesser duchess, and the Queen of Naples through marriage. In fact, the only one of Napoleon's siblings not to receive a title from him was the man who helped him come to power, Napoleon Bonaparte. Lucien was a staunch Republican, so he left France for exile following Napoleon's coronation in 1804. War also caused the first downfall of the House of Bonaparte. After a series of wars against powerful coalitions, funded and led by Britain, and a disastrous invasion of Russia, Napoleon was forced to abdicate and to go into exile himself. He returned a year later in 1815 for one last campaign, but was defeated at the Battle of Waterloo, exiled again, and the old French monarchy was restored. Number 4. The Second French Empire. Napoleon's brother, King Louis I of Holland, had a son in 1808 who he named Louis-Napoleon. This new Napoleon became the first president of France in 1848, after the monarchy that had replaced Napoleon was overthrown and the Second French Republic took its place. In 1851, Louis-Napoleon initiated a coup and changed the constitution to give himself dictatorial powers. Then, a referendum was held on whether to abolish the Republic entirely and make Louis-Napoleon emperor. An implausible 97% of French voters supported imperial restoration. So exactly 1 year after the coup, the House of Bonaparte returned to France and Louis-Napoleon was crowned as Napoleon III, Emperor of the French. Number 5. Napoleon III? Yes, Napoleon III's regnal number acknowledges the Duke of Reichstadt, the son of Napoleon I, and the man regarded by Bonapartists to have reigned as Emperor Napoleon II. The Duke never actually reigned in France, and he died in 1832, long before the empire was restored. Napoleon III, on the other hand, was emperor all the way up until 1870. In that time, he promoted public works and appointed an official named Baron Haussmann to completely renovate Paris. In foreign policy, Napoleon III aligned France with his uncle's old enemy, Britain, and together they defeated Russia in the Crimean War. Napoleon III also, to some extent, supported Italian unification, though at the same time he protected the Pope's vast territories in central Italy from the Italians. Ultimately, the Second Empire wasn't to last too much longer than the First, and it was brought down by revolutionaries in 1870 after France's defeat in the Franco-Prussian War. And those were 5 fun facts about the House of Bonaparte. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button in the middle of your screen. There should also be links to last week's video where we went into more depth about the Franco-Prussian War, and the last episode of 5 fun facts. As always, thank you for watching Super Easy History.